all, let me start by saying thank you to all of you, despite the rain, despite the weather, to take a chance to come and give me your support. And my heartfelt thanks, to all of you. Thank you very much. First, let us say we dedicate that night to the Lord, without whom nothing good is possible, to my mother, who brought me to life. And right away after that, I would say a few years, he was gone. And to my father, who took the time to give me love and affection, which created the inner peace that made me who I am today. My father was my first teacher in everything, in every way, and I'm proud to say that he did a good job. I also dedicated that night to my stepmother. My stepmother, she was a woman of prayer, and with prayer 4 times a day, she helped me develop a relationship with God. And I think that was very important and determinant in my life at this point. And I always say thank you to her. And I remember when I finished school, because of all her prayers, and I went to a congregationalistic school, I wanted to be a priest. And when my father asked her what she thought of it, and between being a priest or being a doctor, and she said, I would opt for the doctor. And I told her, well, listen, with all your prayers, now you don't want me to be a priest. Why do you want me to be a doctor? She said, okay, because I think being a doctor, you kind of be a priest too. But I saw her in May, last May. She's a 3-year-old now, and she still remembers that she encouraged me to become a doctor, and she told me she's still proud of me. Then I have to talk about 3 other people that were instrumental in my music. And first, a lady from my hometown, Mrs. Sylvester Apollon. Mrs. Sylvester Apollon was very dedicated to teach us, the first lessons of music. And her son is now a great pianist and playing the Philharmonic Orchestra in New York. Second, we have Veronique Villers. Veronique Villers is a very nice lady of the time when I was growing up, and she had a grand piano at home. And nobody could touch that piano except me, because I passed the test. And the third lady was a young 16-year-old girl, Gerald Clavel, who shared with me her talent, her techniques, and also her piano. And my soul go out to her tonight. And then I could say something very important to a man, a holy man, Father Celestin, Deacon Celestin, who really was, I would say, interested with the book and all the ideas that was in it, and he spent a whole evening talking to me about the book. Because he also had some kind of vision, not only for himself, his family, but also for the whole country of Haiti. But unfortunately, he passed away, and we don't have him anymore. But tonight, you know, my soul goes out to him also. And the other person I want also to mention is a friend that really adores my music. It's Mr. Villa. Mr. Villa right now is not doing well, and I know if he was, he would be here tonight, and his wife, Susie Villa. So my soul goes out to him also tonight. And last but not least, my country of Haiti, which despite everything I consider as a number one. Number one in the Caribbean, number one in Latin America, despite all her trouble. And as you know, for a mother, a child is always a good child, no matter what. And for a good child, I would say, a mother is never ugly. A mother is always the best mother, the most beautiful woman in the world. And tonight, I'm proud to say that I love Haiti, and I dedicate everything that is being done tonight to my country of Haiti. The first four pieces that we're going to hear tonight are dedicated not only to my country, but also to all the people that are suffering. And particularly to the people who, despite their own suffering, take the time to bring some light to the darkness of many others' life. And I mean my colleagues, doctors, nurses, and everybody who, one way or another, contribute to the happiness of the world by sacrificing themselves every day, despite their own personal problem. Now, we're here to celebrate music and medicine. Music and medicine, to me, are the two best things in our world because it promotes human value, it promotes human growth. And I think every physician should be, I wouldn't say musician, but at least listen to music. At least listen to music. And later on, I will talk a little bit more about that. I think in the second chapter of the book, the harmonica and the flowers, there is something extremely important that I said, and I'm going to repeat it to all of you tonight. And if you find yourself crying in the shadow of sadness without any light to show the way, if the world passes you by without so much as a glance, please do not lose hope. Listen. Listen to the bird singing in your heart. Its melody will take you to the mountains of recovery. And one day, the road will open up again. And you will always have the doctor to be there for you, telling me what your problem is, and I'll take care of it. But at the same time, you will always find the musician telling you, come with me, and I will show you on an harmonica scale, and the piano chord, the road that leads to the land of the beautiful. Come with me, and you will know the flowers of the day, the passion of happiness. part will be two personal composition and that I want to share with you. And one is Memories. Memories is a piece that was written about my father after his death. As you know, when you lose someone, you go through a grieving process, and through the grief and bereavement, we, one way, become very sad for the loss of a loved one. But on the other side, we also have the opportunity to carry the love in our heart. Because by doing so, we discover with the Creator, life is born again in a smiling child. Life is born again in the rose blossoming in your garden of Eden. And the first one will be about that, love, and it's called Memories. The second one is a piece that I've written for my grandmother. It's still about love, but a love that replaces love. Okay, so this is the piece. piece. It's about to finish. It's about a time of my childhood and adolescence, and I will dedicate this last piece to all the children in the room, or to all the children you have been in your life. Thank you very much for your support and for all the flowers. Yeah, yes, I'm going to continue, and not for too long, to tell you about the simple message, of the book. I think I have something on the table out there that I would like to share with you. Okay. What you see here in my hand is the representation of the brain. The brain is really the chief of orchestra of the whole body. Whenever something good or something bad happens, the brain is the first organ in the body to take charge and to endorse it. And then it will send it to all the others later, you know. Most of the time, when something goes wrong, we tend to say, it's my heart, you know, it's my heart, you hurt me, and my heart is broken. But actually, it's not just the heart, it's the brain. It's the brain, you know. There are three elements of the brain that I would like you to remember tonight. The first one is called the limbic system. The limbic system, L-I-M-B-I-C, is the part of the brain that deals with our emotion, right? Positive emotion as well as negative emotion. In the particular limbic system, we have something that is called the thalamus. The thalamus it regulates the cortical activity. When I call the cortex, the cortical part of the brain is what we see here, okay? And when we open it up, the limbic system is in that area, but I cannot go through the whole specification with you. Because you know, we have two brains. I'm not talking about the hemispheres. I'm talking about globally, we have two brains. We have the cognitive brain, which is mostly on the outside, and that takes contact with the external world, and the inside is the emotional brain. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes.
And that's the limbic system. So the emotional brain, we have, besides the thalamus that I just showed you, the amygdala. That's the amygdala that really controls our emotion. Okay? And whenever something happens, you know, and those two elements of the limbic system is going to react. And it's going to send signal to another part that is down here that we call the brainstem. The brainstem, that's where we have all the nerves coming from up to the down. And the brainstem sends the signal now to the heart, and the heart responds. And then the heart sends the signal back to the brain. And when everything is all right, there is cohesion. You see, everything is fine. And that was create the equilibrium for our, what we call autonomic nervous system that regulate our life, our body. That's the reason why our heart is beating, we don't feel it. We're breathing, we don't feel it. When we feel it, that means something is wrong. You follow me? Okay, that is equilibrium must be part of our life at all time. Okay? The reason I come up with this is to explain to you that this is the consortium, brain, heart, limbic system especially, that create our happiness, that creates our inner peace. People who engage in misery, who engage in negative feelings, hatred, anger, this is disturbed. The cohesion between the heart and the brain is disturbed. Okay. But if you train yourself to keep that cohesion between the two, you'll be the happiest person in the world. You understand? So, this is one way to tell you, music exactly does that. You know, when you listen to a musical song, okay, the thalamus picked it up, okay, and sent it to the cognitive brain to listen to it, you know. And then, okay, and then the amygdala, the emotion and joy. You enjoy. See? So it's extremely important, you know, for you to know that music can be good medicine. Yes or no? And the other chapter that we would like to open is the positive impact of music on the child that is growing. Okay? You know, the most difficult moment in a child's life is the latency period. The latency period, which is the 6 to 12. This is the time where they really learn how to become a good human being, you know. And it's what's happening. The senses, the five senses, especially hearing. Hearing is the third main in the development of the child. Because if the child doesn't hear, nothing will happen. There is no language development. See? Hearing is extremely important. And when hearing is stimulated, and it goes to the limbic system again, we have a part of the brain that is called corpus callosum. As you see, we have the two hemispheres here, but the part that keeps them together is called corpus callosum. And this corpus callosum sends the transmission, you know, from one side to the other. You see, for instance, the child hears something, it goes to the corpus callosum, then to the right brain, then to the left brain, and so on. And that part is extremely important for the child to learn in terms of the developmental process. And that's what Piaget has really discovered at this part of the age when the child develops a concrete phase of learning. Because through hearing, through visualizing, the child compare what is in the external world with what with the meaning is for them in the inner self, you see. And I'm happy to tell you tonight that music does it also. You see? So music, same as mathematics, you know, and reading, and so on, does it. And one finding that is pretty interesting, they have found that people who have been musicians for a long time, their corpus callosum is bigger than the corpus callosum of the average individual. So this is just to tell you how important it is to listen to music or to play music. If you don't want to play, if you don't, at least listen to music. And my message for all of you here tonight is to, at least you who have children growing, expose them to music while they're learning science, math at the same time. Okay? Because they all go together. And the other point also I wanted to emphasize upon is the fact that you can go wrong with music. You can go wrong. Okay? And music in medicine, to me, remains the best remedy. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for having taken the time to listen to my blah, blah, blah.
Yes, Dr. Dorval.